Hello, and how good to be back with you for what is my first post for 2019. And I'm sitting here with my brand new vegetable garden, a massive project. This is going to be bigger than Ben-Hur, or at least this big. Actually, truth be told, this post is coming out 2 weeks later than I had intended it to do. I'd originally promised myself that I would get it out before the Australia Day weekend. But what I found was that I was groaning under some kind of self-imposed pressure of whether my ideas that were coming across my mind were in fact good enough to be the first post of the year. Now, okay, I am acutely aware that here I am making a video series titled Making Bold, all about fostering courage and safety in teams, and yet I am starting the year timidly, standing off in the wings, hesitating from taking action in case my ideas aren't good enough. But then I embraced it because I am human, and that's the kind of stuff we humans do. See, this kind of hesitation is everywhere, isn't it? It's picking up the phone to make an important call, contributing in team meetings, offering feedback on an idea or an initiative, challenging the status quo, speaking up on stuff that you see that you know is not right. But if we want a team that plays strong and with courage, then we've got to be asking, how can we best help ourselves and others to step off the sidelines and to play, to join the game, to bring their full selves to the conversation without reservation or timidity? Timidity, wow, there's a word. Well, my own example has made me realise that part of the answer has to be in identifying and challenging the internal stories, the ones up here that cause us to hesitate. So in my case, what are they? In fact, I reckon I've got three. First, there's the what will other people think story. And mastering that voice is critical. And remembering that most of the time what's going on is you are making up a story in your own head about what other people are thinking, like a ventriloquist. The big reframe from me on this is, what will others think if I don't voice up? What if they find out that I had something to say and I never got around to saying it, or I just didn't put it out there? Second story is around your baseline for what's good enough or ready enough or prepared enough. And for me, there's a big question: do I have a faulty enough meter? I mean, when am I happy that what I have done is enough, for now at least, good enough to raise in a meeting, worth putting into a post or sending as a proposal? The desire to deliver stuff that's going to be up to scratch is the best way to slow yourself down and deprive yourself of the opportunity to discover what's possible by simply producing stuff and getting it out there. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I view stuff with a really critical eye, one of the most powerful shifts I can make is to move myself from a quality benchmark, is this good enough, to a time-boxed benchmark. In other words, I'm going to dedicate an hour to coming up with designing this piece of work, and then that's it. The third story is one about stakes. What's my perception of the stakes associated with getting this right? And yes, I know there's a joke in there about something to do with a tomato plant. In other words, aside from the first two voices, I sometimes convince myself that, well, the stakes really are so high here that I'm justified in entertaining those first two stories. But it turns out that's often a pretty distorted story too. For example, this post. I think I'd adopted this really unhelpful narrative of, well, it's my first post of the year. Everyone's going to be waiting for it. It's going to shape the posts that I write for the year to come, if not decades to come. People are going to decide whether to tune in or tune out based on the quality of this first post. Whew. So there's my three stories. What will others think? What's my baseline for enough, good enough, prepared enough, ready enough? And thirdly, what are the stakes? I've got to own those stories, and I've got to ask myself, are they serving me? And if they're not, how can I rewrite them? Once you've got that sorted for yourself, then the next question is, especially if you're working in teams, how can you help others to identify and challenge their own stories, the ones that are going through here, that hold them back, that keep them in the sidelines? Anyhow, that's it from me for the first post of the year. I'm Simon Dowling. We're making bold. That's my vegetable garden. See you next time.